We are up to the name Al-Qahhar. Al-Qahhar, the subjugator, the one who subjugated the creations by his power. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has the ultimate power over his creations. Allah subjugated the creation by his power, subjugated them by death. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala subjugated the creation by his power, subjugated the human beings and jinn by his power and inflicted death upon them. So they are subjugated by the power of Allah. They cannot escape death. As Allah Ta'ala said, يُدْرِكُّمُ الْمَوْتِ وَلَوْ كُنْتُمْ فِي بُرُوجٍ مُشَيَّدَةٍ. Death will come to you even if you were to be in well-protected fortresses. You know, these fortresses where they hide behind it, even if you are in well-protected and guarded fortresses, death will come to you. So Allah subjugated the creations by his power. Everything amongst the creations of Allah is subjugated by the power of Allah. From the tiny creation, which is very, very tiny, like the ant, small red ant. This is a very small creation of Allah. It's subjugated by the power of Allah. The Arsh is subjugated by the power of Allah. And that is the reason and the wisdom why Allah mentioned in the Quran this ayah, Ar-Rahmanu ala al-Arsh istawa, meaning the Arsh is subjugated by the power of Allah. Knowing that every creation is subjugated by the power of Allah. So what's the wisdom behind mentioning Al-Arsh specifically, in particular? Because it's the biggest of Allah's creations. So one would know for greater reason that the rest of the creations that are smaller than Al-Arsh are subjugated by the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As Allah said in the Quran, وَهُوَ رَبُّ الْعَرْشِ الْعَظِيمِ. So this ayah means Allah is the Lord of the grand throne, Al-Arsh. So why did Allah mention Al-Arsh, the throne, specifically? Because it is the biggest of Allah's creations. So when one interprets the word istawa as subjugated, and you say it means Allah subjugated the Arsh by his power, this is in accordance with the other verses of the Quran. Because Allah said in the Quran, وَهُوَ الْقَاهِرُ فَوْقَ عِبَادِهِ وَمَا مِنْ إِلَهٍ إِلَّا اللَّهُ الْوَاحِدُ الْقَهَّارُ. So Allah is Al-Qahhar. That's why you find amongst Muslims those who are called Abdul Qahir, Abdul Qahhar, because Al-Qahir and Al-Qahhar, the subjugator, is amongst the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But you do not find a person called Abdul Jalis, which means the slave of the sitting one. So istawa in this ayah does not mean the one who is sitting, wal-iyāzu billah. No. Istawa, he refers to the fact that the Arsh is subjugated by the power of Allah. And who mentioned this? Many scholars, starting with Imam Ali radiallahu anhu, the lantern of At-Tawheed, the lantern of the Creed. Imam Ali radiallahu anhu said, إِنَّ اللَّهَ تَعَالَى خَلَقَ الْعَرْشِ إِظْهَارًا لِقُدْرَتِهِ وَلَمْ يَتَّخِذْهُ مَكَانًا لِذَاتِهِ. Meaning Allah created the Arsh as an indication of his power and not to take it as a place to sit on it. It's like when you go to Mecca. What do you do when you go to Mecca? you circumambulate the Kaaba, turn around the Kaaba. What would you reflect upon what? The greatness of this house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how it is honored, and you reflect upon the greatness of Allah Azza wa Jal. And as if when you are turning around the Kaaba, as if you are saying in your heart, "Oh my Lord, wherever I go, and to whatever direction I direct myself to, I will remain steadfast on obeying you." That's when you turn around the Kaaba. What about the angels in the skies? So what do? They go to the Arsh. They turn around the Arsh, circumambulate the Arsh. Al-Arsh for them is like Al-Kaaba for the believers on earth. Allah Ta'ala said, وَتَرَى الْمَلَائِكَةَ حَافِّينَ مِنْ حَوْلِ الْعَرْشِ يُسَبِّحُونَ بِحَمْدِ رَبِّهِمْ. What do the angels do? Surround the Arsh. They turn around it and they praise and glorify Allah Azza wa Jal. So the Arsh, which is the biggest of Allah's creations, is an indication of the power of Allah. Allah did not create it to sit on it, because sitting necessitates that one is composed of what? A lower part and an upper part. And he needs buttocks. He needs these organs. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who created bodies and the characteristics of the bodies, and who is attributed with sitting. Angels sit, humans sit, animals sit, so pigs sit, monkeys sit. So this is not an attribute of perfection when one attributes sitting to Allah Azza wa Jal. Rather, one would be classified as swearing at Allah Azza wa Jal. Because whoever likens Allah to the creations is in fact swearing at Allah Azza wa Jal. In the hadith that is Qudsi, the Prophet said, Allah Ta'ala said, "The son of Adam swore at me, and he had no right to do so." Then he explained this by saying, he swore at me when he said, "I have a son." So if one says Allah has a son, he did what? He swore at Allah. That is classified as swearing at Allah. Why? Because he's likening Allah to the creations. So the one who says that Allah is sitting on the throne is likening Allah to the creations, and he will be classified as swearing at Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So what's the meaning of Al-Qahhar, the subjugator? The one who subjugated the creations by his power.